بسم الله نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are still continuing talking about the great jurist Imams who are four and their history, and this is the history of Islamic jurisprudence. We are still talking about Imam Shafy, and we are about to finish his short biography. And we have mentioned yesterday that Imam Shafy, after he had studied with Imam Malik when he was about 13, 14 years, and remained with Imam Malik for over 15 years until Imam Malik died in 179. When Imam Shafy by then was 29, then he went to Yemen and remained there for 5 to 6 years as a qadi, and he also learned there with about 5 sheikhs of Yemen. And then, because of that problem he had, he was called in Baghdad, and he was faced actually with a challenge with Harun al-Rashid, that the governor of Yemen, or specifically of Najran, tried to put fitna that he was planning to have a revolt. And since he is from Ahlul Bayt, Harun al-Rashid had to take it seriously. But unfortunately, after a lot of discussion, he was able to defend himself, Imam Shafy, and also Imam Muhammad al-Hasan al-Shaybani was able to defend him, and Imam Shafy was left to be with him under his care. And we said that was the time he decided to remain in Baghdad. He had no option but studied under the leadership of Muhammad al-Hasan al-Shaybani for at least 2 years. And this gave him an opportunity to learn about Madhab Abi Hanifa and the opportunity to learn more about Madhab al-Rai. Because Madhab Abi Hanifa uses quite a lot of qiyas, while Madhab Imam Malik uses a lot of hadith, depending also upon the situation for both. In Medina, the hadiths were more available during that time, and in Iraq, especially Kufa, by then they weren't as many as in Mecca and Medina. After that, Imam Shafi'i went to Mecca and started teaching at Al-Haram, giving durus, giving fatawa for about 9 years. And during this time, some people say he started writing a risala. Then he came back to Iraq for a short while, and then we are told he disappeared again a bit back to Mecca, and then came back in Iraq for a very short while. When he came back the second and third time in Iraq, he had already established himself as a different individual, not just a student of Imam Malik, but somebody fairly different and having a fiqh and interpretation of his own. After he has collected as much as possible from Imam Malik for all those 15 years, and you know that his memory was really very good. Just by the time he went to Imam Malik, he just had already memorized Al-Muwatta, so definitely he must have memorized a lot of other hadiths. So when he came back out of Baghdad, he was trying to interpret fiqh and Islam under the perspective of what he has learned with hadith and what he has learned from Ashab al-Ra'i, specifically Muhammad al-Hasan al-Shaybani. And he started establishing usul al-fiqh. This is what I want to explain a bit. A lot of these ulum have been established much later. For example, ilm al-tafsir came a bit later. So ilm usul al-fiqh, people were trying to derive a Sharia law by their own ijtihad, but there was no something which is this is the methodology. Of course, the methodology is that the primary sources of any fatwa, first is Qur'an, then second is Sunnah of Rasulullah, then Ijma', And then after that, even the issue of qiyas, there are quite a number of issues. And when you go down there, the issues become much more. When you talk about hadith, which type of hadith you take? You take hadith mutawatir, which have been reported by so many people that it is impossible for somebody to learn. You take a hadith mashhur, which has been reported by quite a number of people, not a few. Or you take a hadith ahad, which has been reported by one individual. Those are differences in trying to derive the fatwa. You take hadith al-mursal, which actually has not been marfu', has not been, the chain has not reached up to the messenger, al-rasul, but it gets reached the sahaba without reaching much more than that to the rasul. You take that, you take all the sahaba, all these things are the ikhtilaf which came up. Like Imam Malik, his ijma' was mainly if the people of Medina have consensus, they will follow that one respect of anything else. His argument is Medina is the place where there are more Sahaba than any, where they have been following the Sunnah of Rasulullah. So he thinks something which is practiced in Medina is a big hujjah until Qur'an or Sunnah goes against it. So these were the differences. Now Imam Malik, after Imam Shafy, tried to establish if you want to derive a ruling, you follow this. Quran, Sunnah, Ijma', what type of Ijma' there, the Sunnah, what type of Sunnah, how many are reporters and all that, Qiyas, how you go about it. This is what he tried to establish. So being a new fan, not that it was not practiced, but there was no specific base. Every alim was trying to think based on his ijtihad, even to come up with this. Now this is what made Imam al-Shafi'i to be different. Then we say he had to leave Baghdad. Specifically, people have given various reasons, but we mentioned yesterday the important reason was that Al-Ma'mun, who took over as Amir al-Mu'mineen after he was defeated, there was a fight between him and his brother Amin. Then Al-Ma'mun was more inclined to Mu'tazila fikra, rationalists as they are called in English. Those people who use more of logic much more than other things. And then his close people in the palace and in the group close to him who give him advices and all that were Mu'tazila. So Imam Shafii thought, now I'll have a problem because I'm not agreeing with Mu'tazila, and specifically with Ma'mun, the Amir al-Mu'mineen wanted him to be the Qadi. To be a Qadi of a certain place, most likely we want him to be in Baghdad. And don't forget, Muhammad al-Hassan al-Shaybani had already died for about 6 years by then. So he needed somebody, as I said yesterday, these powerful people, governing people, always want somebody who is popular, somebody who really can be on their side, so that also if they are excessive, they can justify, or who will be told, even so and so is closer to him and agreeable to this government or this system. So Imam Shafi'i didn't like that, and as we say, luckily, the wali, the governor of Misr, who was actually called Abbas, he was in the descendants of Abdullah ibn Abbas, invited Imam al-Shafi'i to come to Egypt. So Imam al-Shafi'i decided then, his name was actually Abbas ibn Abdullah ibn Abbas ibn Musa ibn Abdullah ibn Abbas. And Imam Shafii thought, this is a good way out, let me go to Masr. We said yesterday, Masr was not a center of learning as great as Mecca, where there were so many ulamas, and Madhab ibn Abbas, Abdullah ibn Abbas. It was not as great as Medina, where it was actually the center of learning, where the Madhab of Abdullah ibn Umar was actually very strong there, being then after that inherited by Nafi' Mawla Abdullah ibn Umar, the servant of Abdullah ibn Umar, and a lot of fuqaha, about 9 fuqaha or more, sometimes 13 of tabi'in, great ulama were in Medina. And then Kufa had quite a number of ulama, but Masr was just coming up, not yet that strong. To give a bit of history on that, it does not mean they didn't have ulama. First, one of the great Sahaba who contributed quite a lot in the fiqh and ilm al-din in Misr is Abdullah bin Amr bin al-As. We know that Amr bin al-As is the one who conquered, and he was the governor of Misr for very long, from the time of Umar ibn Khattab to the time of Uthman ibn Affan. And he did a lot for that country, from fighting very hard until he defeated the Romans and establishing an Islamic state, and a lot of Akhbar, the Coptic, accepted Islam as in other places. So Abdullah bin Amr al-As was a very devoted Muslim. And when he was in Medina, he was those people, sometimes there's quite a lot of issues, discussion. He went to the Prophet ﷺ and the Prophet was told, Abdullah bin Amr, fast almost every day. And then Rasul asked him, do you do that? He said, yes. He said, no, just fast 3 days in every month. Ayyam al-Bid, 13th, 14th, 15th of every month. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I can do much more than that. He said, then also fast Al-Khamis, Thursdays and Monday. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I can do much more than that. He said, fast then Sawm Dawood. Don't go beyond that. Fast one day and make the fast another day. So in other words, he was very pious, just like Abdullah bin Umar. Very pious. And Azim. He wants to do the best. Remember we said that the hadith were not written much during the time of the Prophet. Because the Prophet was afraid that if people start writing the hadith, when the Qur'an has not been put into Mashaf, one book, people may get confused. Abdullah bin Amr bin al-As was one exception. He asked Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, can I write everything you say when you are happy and when you are also in the ghadab, when you are annoyed? And I will not write except haqqa. Rasul accepted. So he was one of the very few Sahaba who was writing hadith under the constant and agreement with the Prophet during his time. So definitely what I'm trying to say, he was a very learned individual. Then Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, al-Khalifa, al-Salih, the best Khalifa during the Umayyad dynasty, you remember he was the one who tried to instruct the people to write the hadith, and also to instruct the people to write fiqh al-Madina, because he was a governor there before he became Amir al-Mu'minin. Sent Nafi' Mawla Abdullah bin Umar. Nafi' was a very learned individual. Remember when we were talking, so that you can memorize his name, as I repeat him quite a lot. When I was talking about Imam Malik, I said some of his teachers were Ibn Hurmuz, Ibn Shihab, and Nafi', because actually Nafi' was in Medina. So Umar ibn Abdul Aziz sent Nafi' to Misr, to Egypt, specifically to teach people Sunnah and Deen. And this is what the Umara al-Mu'minin used to do. Umar ibn Khattab sent Mu'adh ibn Jabal, who was the best individual, as Rasulullah said, who knew أعلمكم بالحلال والحرام معاذ بن جبل. The one who knows more than any other Sahaba halal and haram is Mu'adh bin Jabal, who was sent to Damascus to educate people of Sham. While Umar ibn Khattab again sent Abdullah bin Mas'ud, was the most learned individual. Remember he said one time, I know every verse, when it was revealed, what is the reason it was revealed, and if I knew anybody who knows much more than me, I would have got to him. He was sent to Kufa. With Ali bin Abi Talib, he went there and he became the Khalifa, because the capital of Islam moved during his time from Medina to Kufa. So this is how the knowledge was spread all over the Islamic world, because of the plan of the Khulafa and the Sahaba themselves. So Nafi' went to Medina, to Masr, and educated people. So when Shafy came to Masr, there were some ulama. And I said yesterday they were divided into two groups, either following Imam Malik or following Imam Abi Hanifa. Now by the time Imam Shafy came, and his argument and ability, people now started moving leaving the aqwal, the saying and the school of thought of Imam Abu Hanifa and that of Imam Malik to Imam Shafy. And this was what brought him quite a number of problems. But that is normal. You see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, talk about that maybe during the last days. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at any one time brings various type of people to adjust the situation. I will interpret it this way. Imam Abu Hanifa came as the first Imam during the time, especially where he was also in Iraq, where the hadith had not been collected and they are few. And Qiyas and Rai were really very important, and he developed a very good system to do that. Then when people have used that, perhaps maybe overusing it, Allah made Imam Malik to be very strong and coming up in Medina with a lot of hadith and trying even to write Al-Muwatta, which is the first book written about hadith, so that people don't go so much to Rai, but also they go to a hadith. So, and then Allah brings Imam Shafy after that, who also was the student of Imam Malik, so that there will be something in between. You combine both the hadith and the Rai. And this is exactly what happened. And then later Allah brought again Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, who was very strong in hadith and ilm al-rijal. The chain. He knew the people who reported hadith, whether it was true, whether the hadith were right, or sahih, or da'if. So ultimately you get a balance. That is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does to protect his deen. إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. It's not just Qur'an, it is Sunnah, and sometimes it is the way Islam is developing. Allah puts his hand all the time to make sure that it remains at the right way. Because this is the last religion. And this is the last, the religion, of course, Islam, but the revelation is already stopped. And there is no messenger who is going to come. And that is why you will find, if you look at Khulafa, Rasulullah was a perfect individual because he was ma'soom, protected from sins. But again, next to him were two important ministers. Abu Bakr was a bit soft, Umar was very tough. When Rasul died, Abu Bakr came in, was very soft but very strong if it needs to be, but on the whole, he's a soft individual, very strong when the need comes. And next to him was who? Umar, who was tough. So now there is a balance. Umar, when he took over, the next person was closer to him was Uthman ibn Affan, who was a soft-hearted individual, and Abdurrahman ibn Auf, reasonable somewhere in the middle. And then when Umar died, Uthman came in, who was soft-hearted, as I said. Next to him, the first individual is Ali, who is also tough. So this is how Allah arranges the religion between this and this. And you will find that if there is a problem, which people have already been used to, Allah will bring alim who will stand to be against that weakness in a very strong way to remove that. And then if people, the followers, have gone excess, because this is really happening, Allah brings another one to bring in the balance. Subhanallah. This is the religion of Allah. And that is part of the miracles of this religion. One of the ulama and a great scholar, I remember I was reading what she was saying, he said, this deen, the mu'jiza, that it is deenullah, it is the religion of Allah. Look at one thing. This deen is being fought sometimes and destroyed from within the Muslim and from outside, the enemy. But it remains intact. This religion of Islam, it may be oppressed for some time, give it a bit of freedom, it comes back so much as the way it was. That is why the enemies of Islam are so much afraid, because sometimes they think we have finished up with the Muslims. Give them a breathing space, 10, 20, 30 years. Give them a bit of freedom. Start actually talking less against Islam. Start making less strict and kind methodology to make people away from Islam. Islam comes back very fast. Now they start saying, oh, we thought we had finished, we have now to continue planning to finish this religion. Imam Shafy now, when he was in Egypt, after seeing, as I said yesterday, that people were so much adoring or admiring or accepting all the world all the sayings of Imam Malik. Sometimes even if you say the hadith, somebody would say Imam Malik has said this, and he was getting annoyed because he was Nasr al-Hadith and everybody should be. You cannot tell somebody this is hadith and then you say this is qawl, a saying of so and so. Unless if you say this hadith is da'if and you are knowledgeable, that's something else. So he started writing something against some akhta, some mistakes which happen in Madhab Imam Malik. And it is normal. Every individual, critically, specifically, after a short time, if you look at his biography and his knowledge, you will find great things, but you will find that he has done some mistakes here and there. It's normal. Those mistakes, if you interpret them well, maybe he knows some hadith, maybe this, maybe that, it's with good intention. But every individual really can be perfect in everything. That is why we are all not ma'sumin. So he said, I wrote a book which talks about akhta Malik, the mistakes in certain type of things. Of course, he has been a student for over 15 years. Then he said, I remained for about 1 year thinking, do I publish, so to say, write this and give it out or not? He was a sheikh. He was finding it difficult. But he said, I prayed Salatul Istikhara for about 1 year. And I thought I would better mention this. Now he started mentioning it. In a very polite manner. Remember Imam Shafy, to show his politeness. When he was studying with Muhammad al-Hasan al-Shaybani, a student of Abi Hanifa, and the madhab, the school of thought is right, is to use qiyas in a very big way. Then, where he doesn't agree, he will not talk to Imam Muhammad al-Hasan al-Shaybani. He will argue with his students when they are together. This I don't believe it is right, this and this and this. And Muhammad al-Hasan al-Shaybani heard about it. And Muhammad al-Hasan al-Shaybani is following his teacher Abu Hanifa. Abu Hanifa is somebody who entertains discussion and argument against his own versions as well. Imam Malik used not to entertain that. You know, each one has got his own personality. So when Muhammad al-Hasan al-Shaybani told Imam Shafy and said, I hear you have a say against this and this and this. Can you argue with him? He said, no, I can't. I respect you as my teacher. Then he forced him. He said, you have to argue with him. So what I'm trying to say, it was difficult for Imam Shafy to write something against Imam Malik where he's gone wrong. But he thought this is my duty. And this is the problem and responsibility of alim or a leader. Sometimes there are things you don't want to say. But you feel that as you keep quiet for long, people are led astray much more. You don't want to say something which may hurt a certain individual who is well respected. But at times, in a nice way, you have to say it. This is the scenario, actually. And this is a healthy situation. Of course, you don't say it by talking ill about that individual. You give him all the a'war, all the reasons. As we say, one of the great, again, scholars say this, I don't want to mention the names. If any of your brother does something which is not right, give him 100 reasons that that he must have good reason. For example, somebody didn't see you, didn't greet you. Don't say that individual did not even greet my soul. Say maybe he has got so many things in mind, he didn't even see me. Give him love, because that is Islam. So when you try to write or talk about great people, put it with adab. As they say, adab with love. The adab of being different from one another. There is a way to make it so that even the love of that individual you are wronging him will feel that you are talking in a nice way. So Imam Shafi'i, when he did that, as I said yesterday, he started getting a lot of opposition. One of the people who was there among them started getting annoyed and he started saying, we were all united. They were not united, they were two groups. Those who loved Imam Shafy, Imam Malik, and those who loved Imam Abi Hanifa. But because of coming this individual, we are all now disunited. And this is a big issue. Sometimes it is you. Sometimes it is true. Most of the time it is not true. If people, all of you, in a village, in a town, in a country, maybe you have been doing things which are wrong all the time. Now if somebody comes in a nice way and corrects the things, He should not be told that individual is the one who brought the disunity. It is haq, and haq has to be said in a nice way, of course, without having excess, but ultimately we find such the right figure will take root after even the individual is already dead. The only thing I emphasize, put it in a nice way, and do it first with the maximum difference where the problem is biggest, going slowly, then people will follow. And this is what happened with Imam Shafy. Quite a number of scholars following Imam Abu Hanifa or Imam Malik, some of them started coming to Imam Shafy. Because Imam Shafy had this. The people of Hadith used to say, before Imam Shafy, any individual from Sahih al-Rahim, the one who uses qiyas, like Abu Hanifa, remember I talked about it. When he argued with Ashab al-Hadith, people of justice know of the hadith, they have memorized it, they were defeated in argument. Because people of Rahim have got a lot of argument. You remember Imam Abu Hanifa was the best in Kalam before he became a faqih. But now they say, once Imam Shafi came up, he knew the hadith very well, he knew the argument of Al-Rai very well, because he has studied them. And this is what made the difference. Anyway, unfortunately, Imam Shafi'i did not live for very long. He just lived for about 5 years. He went to Egypt, 189 Hijri, and he died 204 after living there for about 5 years. And we are told that he died at an early age, 54 years, and he had a disease, defecating blood. We are not very sure what type of disease it was that. Some say bawasir, but it's a bit more than that. For somebody to die and lose a lot of blood all the time. He died, but he had done a lot when he was in Egypt these 5 years. He wrote a lot. I'll talk about it, inshallah, tomorrow, how he used to use his time. He will spend 7 to 8 hours a day in the mosque. From Salat al-Subh, a group of people who learn about Qur'an, will come and be with him, and then after the sunrise, that group will move, and then another group will come learning about hadith and stay until 1 hour or 2 hours after that the sun has risen much more. Then another third group will come just for discussion and argument, different issues and questions until waqt al-duha, waqt salat al-duha. Then another group of lugha, of actually Arabic and Nahu and Shi'r and all that, and they will stay until midday. So we have been told he was spending about 7 to 8 hours a day with 4 groups of people coming at different times. Inshallah, we will talk more about him tomorrow and finalize the discussion about Imam Malik before we go to Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. Wa akhiru da'wana.